Ever wonder how Nintendo, once on the brink of irrelevance, completely demolished Sony and Microsoft without even trying to compete with them? Forget everything you think you know about business. This isn't just a story about video games. It's a masterclass in strategy that could change how you see competition forever. Let's rewind to the early 2000s. The console war was a bloodbath. Sony's PlayStation 2 was an unstoppable juggernaut, selling over 150 million units. Microsoft, the new kid on the block, was muscling in with the powerful Xbox and its killer app, Halo. And then there was Nintendo. Their GameCube, despite having some incredible games, was getting crushed. It was a distant third, a colorful box in a market obsessed with gritty realism, cinematic graphics, and online multiplayer. The future looked bleak. For anyone else, the logical next step would have been to double down. Make a more powerful console, a PlayStation killer. But Nintendo did something completely different. They decided to stop playing the game altogether. This is where the blue ocean strategy comes in. Imagine the entire games industry as a red ocean. It's red because it's full of sharks, Sony, Microsoft, and countless developers all fighting over the same fish, the same hardcore gamers. The water is churned and bloody from intense competition. Everyone is trying to one-up each other on the same things: better graphics, faster processors, more complex games. It's a race to the top that's incredibly expensive and, for Nintendo at the time, unwinnable. So, Nintendo looked away from the red ocean and searched for a blue ocean. A blue ocean is a brand new, uncontested market space where the competition is irrelevant. It's about creating new demand, not fighting over existing demand. Instead of asking, how can we beat Sony and Microsoft? Nintendo's then President Satoru Iwata asked a different question: who isn't playing video games, and why? The answer was, almost everyone: parents, grandparents, young kids, people who found modern controllers with their dozen buttons and dual analog sticks intimidating. They saw games as a dark, complicated, and isolating hobby. This insight was the spark for the Nintendo Wii. The genius wasn't in its technology. In fact, compared to the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, the Wii was laughably underpowered. It was essentially a supercharged GameCube, and that was the point. While Sony and Microsoft were pouring billions into developing cutting-edge processors and high-definition graphics, bleeding money on every console sold in the hopes of making it back on software, Nintendo took a different path. They used cheaper, readily available, off-the-shelf components. This meant the Wii was profitable from day one. They weren't just creating a new market. They were creating a new, more sustainable business model. The real innovation, the key that unlocked this blue ocean, was the Wii Remote. This simple, motion-sensing wand was revolutionary. It broke down the biggest barrier to entry for non-gamers, the complex controller. You want to play tennis, you just swing the remote like a racket. You want to go bowling, you swing it like you're rolling a ball. It was intuitive, accessible, and most importantly, fun. Suddenly, gaming wasn't about memorizing button combos in a dark room. It was about family and friends gathering in the living room, laughing and flailing their arms around. Nintendo transformed gaming from a solitary, hardcore pursuit into a bright, social, and active experience. Think about the marketing. While Sony was using dark, aggressive, and sometimes bizarre ads for the PS3, Nintendo was showing grandparents playing with their grandkids. They weren't selling hardware specs, they were selling an experience. The game that perfectly encapsulated this was Wii Sports. It was bundled with the console and became the ultimate demonstration of the Wii's appeal. It was simple, instantly understandable, and had a universal appeal that transcended age and gaming experience. It wasn't just a game, it was a phenomenon. People were buying a Wii just to play Wii Sports. This is the hallmark of a successful blue ocean move, creating a product so unique and compelling that it becomes a market of its own. The results were staggering. The Wii outsold the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, selling over 100 million units. Nintendo went from being the underdog to the market leader. They didn't achieve this by building a better weapon for the console war. They did it by inviting millions of new people to a party they didn't even know they wanted to attend. They made the competition irrelevant because they weren't even targeting the same customers. Sony and Microsoft were still fighting over the sharks in the red ocean, while Nintendo was off discovering a whole new ecosystem of fish in their blue water. Of course, blue oceans don't stay blue forever. The success of the Wii inevitably attracted competitors. Sony and Microsoft launched their own motion controllers, the PlayStation Move and the Kinect. But by then, Nintendo had already dominated the market and captured the mindshare of this new audience. They had a massive head start and the brand synonymous with accessible fun. The imitators were entering Nintendo's ocean, not the other way around. This story isn't just about Nintendo. It's a powerful lesson for any creator, entrepreneur, or business. Are you stuck in a red ocean, fighting tooth and nail against countless competitors for a shrinking piece of the pie? Are you constantly trying to one-up everyone else on the same old features, the same old metrics? Maybe it's time to stop looking at what your competitors are doing and start looking at who they're ignoring. What barriers are preventing people from using your product or service? What unspoken needs are being unmet? The Blue Ocean strategy is about value innovation. It's not just about being different. It's about creating a leap in value for your customers while simultaneously reducing your own costs. Nintendo did this by eliminating the expensive, high-end components that hardcore gamers demanded, but non-gamers didn't care about. At the same time, they raised the value of accessibility and social fun, things that were completely new to the market. They broke the value-cost trade-off. So, here's the challenge for you. Look at your industry, your passion project, your career path. Where is the red ocean? Where is everyone else fighting? Now, look for the blue ocean. Who is being left out? What assumptions can you challenge? What if, instead of building a faster horse, you could invent the car? Nintendo's 2004 pivot wasn't just a comeback. It was a rebellion against the established rules of the game. It proved that the most powerful way to compete is to stop competing altogether. Find your uncontested market space. Find your Wii remote. Find your blue ocean. Thanks for watching. If this video got you thinking, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the strategies that shape our world. Now go out there and find your ocean.